Kiryat Arba is an urban Israeli settlement on the outskirts of Hebron in the Judean mountain regions of the West Bank. Founded in 1968, in 2015 it had a population of 7,108. The international community considers Israeli settlements illegal under international law, but the Israeli government disputes this. According to a classified 1970 document, The Method for Establishing Kiryat Arba, released in 2016, the establishment of Kiryat Arba used a system of annexing land to a military base for the purpose of civilian settlement, the first time this happened in the West Bank, according to Shlomo Gazit. Kiryat Arba is mentioned in the Torah as the place where Abraham buried Sarah. The book of Joshua, chapter 14, verse 15, says, "Now the name of Hebron before was Kiryat Arba, the great man among the Anakim." There are various explanations for the name and not mutually exclusive. According to the biblical commentator Rashi, Kiryat Arba means either the town of Arba, the giants who had 3 sons, or the town of 4 giants. Anak, the son of Arba, and his 3 sons, Aman, Shishai, and Talmai, who are described as being the sons of a giant. On the way through Negev, they came to Hebron, where they saw Ahiman, Shishai, and Talmai, descendants of the giants. Some say that Anak is a proper name, and that he, Anak, may have been the father of the 3 others mentioned in the book of Numbers as living in Hebron, previously known as Kiryat Arba. Alternatively, the name may refer to the 4 couples buried in Maras HaMachpelah: Avraham and Sarah, Yitzchak and Rivka, Yaakov and Leah, and Adam and Chava. In 1968, a group of Jews led by Rabbi Moshe Levinger and Rabbi Eliezer Waldman found Kiryat Arba on the eastern outskirts of Hebron. Israeli settlers claimed that Jewish settlement around Hebron was justified in light of the 1929 Hebron massacre and the continuous presence of Jews in the area until then. Building began on an abandoned military base in 1970 and residents moved in 1971. The town is a self-sufficient community with pre-nursery through post-secondary educational institutions, medical facilities, shopping centers, a bank, and a post office. Kiryat Arba attained local council status in 1979. While Kiryat Arba is located within the territory of Har Hebron Regional Council, it is an independent local council. Israeli settlers living at Kiryat Arba have been subjected to multiple attacks by Palestinians. Between 1981 and 1986, 4 people from Kiryat Arba were shot and wounded in the Hebron marketplace. In 1994, a 17-year-old girl from Kiryat Arba was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. In March 2003, a man was shot in his home. 2 months later, a married couple was killed in their home. On November 26, 2009, a Palestinian stabbed and wounded 2 Israeli soldiers at Kiryat Arba gas station. The Palestinian was then shot dead by an Israeli soldier. On August 31, 2010, 4 residents, including a pregnant woman, were shot to death in their car by Hamas militants outside Kiryat Arba. The Palestinian Authority arrested the perpetrators but promptly released them after Hamas accused it of treason. On October 8, 2010, Israeli troops killed 2 of the perpetrators and arrested 6 during a raid in Hebron. In October 2011, a Palestinian stoning attack near Kiryat Arba caused the car of a resident to overturn, killing him and his infant son. The man's handgun and wallet were then stolen. Following an investigation by Shin Bet, the IDF, and police, 2 Palestinians from Halhul were arrested for throwing the stones that caused the car to overturn, and the 3 others were arrested for stealing the gun. On June 30th, 2016, a Palestinian from a nearby village of Bani Naim entered a house in Kiryat Arba and stabbed a 13-year-old Israeli girl to death. The attacker also wounded a security guard who responded to the scene before being shot to death. Baruch Goldstein, a Kiryat Arba physician, was responsible for the Cave of the Patriarchs massacre, during which 29 unarmed Palestinian worshippers were shot to death and 125 others were wounded. Like all Israeli settlements in the Israel-occupied territories, Kiryat Arba is considered illegal under international law, though the Israeli government disputes this. The international community considers Israeli settlement to violate the 4th Geneva Convention's prohibition on the transfer of an occupying power's civilian population into occupied territory. Israel disputes that the 4th Geneva Convention applies to the Palestinian territories, as they had not been legally held by a sovereign prior to Israel taking control of them. This view has been rejected for the International Court of Justice and the International Committee of the Red Cross. Kahani Park is named for Rabbi Meir Kahani, founder of Kach, a far-right political party that is banned and considered a terrorist organization in Israel. Meir Kahani was assassinated in the United States by an Arab gunman. The grave of Baruch Goldstein, who perpetrated the Cave of the Patriarchs massacre, is across the street from the park. Notable residents include Sarah Avram, Indian-born Israeli kickboxer, Dov Lior, chief rabbi and Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Moshe Levinger, former Israeli religious Zionist and an Orthodox rabbi, Baruch Goldstein, the perpetrator of the Cave of the Patriarchs massacre, and Eliakim Ha'etzni, former lawyer and Knesset member.